Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Stonehearth. We are continuing work on the city. I think that's about the level it is now. We will be building the first kind of military part of the actual area now. Now, last time we built our church kind of chapel thing. I got a good suggestion on making a partially dug grave, and I lined some boxes here to kind of represent a coffin of some sort. So that's about to be buried. Even put a little light that way while they're digging the hole, and if it falls nighttime, they might be able to see. So that was a cool suggestion. I forget the name of the person who suggested that, as I always tend to do whenever I take suggestions. But you know who you are. Thanks for the suggestion, as always. Continuing work on the row homes a little bit, laying out the stone kind of backyard areas for these, and trying to get some fences lined up in at least a half decent sort of manner. Also threw in a new path on the backside here, and I want to make a manor home in this plot eventually, and also maybe on this corner, and just have some larger houses that might go well with, say, compared to the herbalist cottage here, and how it takes up a fair amount of room, but it still looks fairly cozy by itself. So that'll be something that we work towards here over a little while. Going to gather some of these stones that are in the way. Now, the actual barracks is going to go in this plot right here, and also hopefully have a little bit of a training yard attached. I don't know what to really use as the training yard targets. I might be able to use gongs for the actual kind of archery target spots, but I'm not 100% sure on what to use for, say, the footmen. But we'll see for sure. Let me find the gongs here. I forget who makes that. It's not the blacksmith, is it? It is the blacksmith. Would you look at that? So I'm gonna make 3. Kind of convenient that we have enough hats for that. And then also I'm gonna preemptively kind of gather a little bit more wood here. There we go. Now I've had to be ever more watchful as we move towards this direction here. We're obviously going to be pretty vulnerable from any enemies that spawn in this section, because our guards are kind of centrally located, just so they can get to either side relatively quickly. But also, we can't pay so much attention that we forget to look over here from time to time. And I believe I lost someone not too long ago. Yeah, it's Ursula Pap. And we can throw this into the graveyard. I'm kind of glad that we have one of these now, because it gives us a way to get rid of those on the map. But we definitely, security is still kind of a priority. It's just something you have to be constantly aware of. Now, once we build the castle on the left flank, we can kind of ignore this side. I'm going to have kind of a larger gatehouse. I'm thinking about right here, or just south of this road. Who really knows quite yet on how I want to handle that. And then a small wall. Nothing too tall, as I do want to see kind of the tops of these buildings from the other side. I think that's going to be kind of a nice feature to have once we're there. But enough kind of dilly-dallying about. We're just going to go ahead and start building. And what we need is some foundation. Now, the barracks is going to have probably 2 sections to it. It's going to be the boarding room and the kind of the military planning room, and then the exterior section will just have a training yard. So here we go. We're just going to grab kind of a decent floor piece here, and luckily the road will hopefully line up with this rather nicely, but I'm going to leave a little bit of gap here just so I can work with it. So 5 by 25, this is kind of the main hall as you walk in, and it's going to protrude a little bit. We'll add about 5 blocks for each kind of wing here, and at that point we kind of need some towers. I don't know if I want to do square towers or rounded towers, as that does increase the complexity of the overall build, especially, you know, with our experiences with building the silo and the actual windmill here. I wouldn't mind a squared with just kind of rounded corners. That might look halfway decent at least. So we'll do that. We'll come out 5 by 5 here. 5, 5, 5. Now, this left side, this is mainly going to be an access point to the upper floors, and then maybe also some of the battlements that's going to be on the roof. The right side is going to be, maybe we'll have kind of a great hall in terms of eating and dining, and then also we'll have a planning room on this section here. So we'll just to keep things kind of clean and so we can understand how this is going, let's build a kind of connecting hallway. So we will throw this out, what, 4 by 25 in that direction, and then 4 by 6 in that direction. That way we can kind of see the overall layout a little bit better. And just gonna go into on the corner there, drag that out. This side we can just pretty much go the whole way. We got a goblin in the area here. It looks like up above the mine, so we're just gonna take care of that real quick. Sometimes the best thing to do is just tell your people to preemptively attack. That way you're not caught off guard. And then while you're doing that, you gotta check the area so you don't get a surprise attack that's actually on its way at the same time. So we'll do that, and we'll throw in another tower, I believe, in this section. Okay, so it just needs to go 4. Right? Why is that off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this not even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Huh. Maybe I didn't get the count right for that. No, we did not. Let's change how that handles it a little bit. We good? We safe? It looks like we're safe now. And then we can just go in 2. Like before. Go out this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 6 as well. I don't know how I got this count off, but it looks like we done goofed a little bit there. Here's some additional pieces. See what happened there? Ugh. I'm just not having a great time laying out what we need. Okay, that's more accurate. And you know, I'm going to thin the structure out. Now, is that the same on either side? That's 8. And that's 7. So I can actually go in just 1 more here. Because I don't mind it having a little bit of an odd shape, really, because it's gonna hopefully, in total, look pretty cool. Now, I wouldn't mind having a rounded end here. So we're gonna go 4, then 3, 2 diagonals, 3. And then we'll just kind of flatten it out at that back section. 2 diagonals, 3, and then we have that 4th. So you can see we have that rounded bit here. And this will be kind of the end and maybe be part of the Great Hall itself. It looks Yeah, that looks phallic as hell, but hopefully, when there's other elements added onto it, it might not. It just looks like a dick with herpes, doesn't it? Oh my god, it does. Well, whatever. Whatever. I am perfectly fine with it. It's not bothering me at all. Not bothering me at all. Let's just have a roof section. This will be a battlement section. I think that will hopefully sell the look. So this will be the main dining hall. This section here will be kind of the main fortress kind of section. Trying to think of what I can add here just to change it so it doesn't look quite as bad. And I think the best thing would be to just add some additional rooms here. If you think about a church, you know, this could be the nave and apse kind of section, but still house a decent amount of stuff. So hopefully once the walls are up, it won't look quite as terrible. Okay, so main path in, we need a wall section there. I think for the planning room, we can just leave, we can just keep that light. Kind of room off to the side, and here we can just fill this in with a checkered almost floor. Okay, and even these side rooms, you know, let's, maybe these would be like little rec kind of nooks off to the side, kind of for recreation purposes. And, you know, we can just go ahead and fill in the rest. I don't know if I want to change the floor of the towers, though. Just so they stand out a little bit more, which I can. You know, 4x4 inside the walls. Just so you can recognize quickly where those are. So you can see. It's coming together, it's coming together. It's not looking quite as phallic anymore. And we should also plan out the training yard section. Maybe we'll have a door kind of here. And we can put a training yard there. And might even be able to fit one kind of to the side of it. Now I'm using different colors for a couple reasons. One, it's good to use a variety of different colors in your constructions here. But then also, you know, so from a distance I can kind of see how things are being laid out. So we can just have an access point at that section. For the great hallway, we can just have a 3 wide path. So these are going to be offshoot rooms here. Kind of like that. And then this path might go to the back towers themselves. You just need a 2 wide path for that, I would assume, just so they can get around. This blank section we can kind of use to get up to the upper level. So let's change styles yet again. Now I kind of want a grand staircase going up, just so we can get a lot of large troop movement up and down. So can we do something like that? Yeah, this is gonna turn out pretty cool, I hope and think. Though I might increase the thickness here and here. Just almost for ease of access reasons. That's just gonna be a thick wall. Yeah. Okay. This kind of representing where the door's going. And we can even change the color of these side rooms just a little bit, so they stand out more. And now I think at this point, tell you what, we can actually carve into this just a little bit. Something like that. We might be able to put a waiting bench or something. Just some type of detail to throw in there. And we can also choose where the door is going here, which I think will be like that. And like this. So you can see how everything's slowly kind of coming together. You know, I think I'm gonna center that gap there. There, that's still not the right color. What color did I use for this? Is it this? Nope. This. Okay, there we go. Gotta make sure you're using the right colors for things. And here we can kind of break up the wall. And now just for testing reasons, we can kind of hover over this thing, get an idea for kind of how it's gonna look a little bit. But we're gonna have to use custom walls. Alright, so the main kind of fortress section of it is going to have these large bricks, and then the columns gonna be dark. Pretty standard stuff there. So we'll just bring up that, and then the interior we can change what those materials are once we're at that point. Now the main question is that front door looks pretty small, and I am right. So we're gonna back up, and we're gonna put these walls on the outside of this section. And we don't have to redraw anything on the floor plan, but it's just gonna give us some extra width to work with. Width to work with. Oh my, the puns. Okay, so we can fit a single door, which I'm gonna make an iron door here, just because it's a little bit more like defensible, you could say. Go back to our walls. Okay. I'm gonna try and bring up the towers as much as possible with this first pass. And of course, probably here in about at the 20-minute mark, we will switch to probably more of a speed build format. But I do enjoy live building for you guys. Pause. Alright, what do we got? We got some dangerous folks moving into town. This is why I had to be careful. Always go after the warrior first. Nope, nope, you should be running. You shouldn't be engaging. There you go. Okay, they're safe. Our people can definitely take care of it from here. We did gain a person that we did lose from earlier. Nothing to really worry about in the town now. Gonna do a quick pan before we start doing the speed build section of putting together the barracks and training yard. So here we go. Hey, so here is everything after the speed build section. We have pretty much a pretty cool structure that I think could act like a castle, but it's obviously just the barracks. The castle, I think I want to make a lot bigger than this, probably twice as big as just the barracks here. But I want to go ahead and go over some of the cool features included. It is unfurnished, so be mindful of that, but we have a cool left-handed side, which kind of looks like a small keep. And then a right side that looks kind of like a great hall. The red roof kind of symbolizes that it is a little bit of residential. And then the left side signals that it is defensive. So I think that is kind of how I build my barracks. It's going to have a residential element plus a defensive element. Castles, I would find to maybe include more of a defensive element on the exterior all the way around, and then the interior being residential, so that it's not going to have a weak spot specifically. Unlike this barracks here, where we're not going to have really any battlements on this side, though we will have our training yard here eventually, and it's just light defense. The castle, I'm hoping, will be pretty heavy defense. We'll see, though, once we get there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the speed build section, and I hope you guys like the looks of the barracks. I'm just going to pause here for a second while you guys maybe get a good little look at it. The left side, obviously, we're going to have small windows, things that the NPCs can't crawl into. The right side has these taller windows because it's a great hall, but it also has an iron door, so they can crawl into there, but they're essentially locked off from the castle and armory section of this building. If we lower the walls, you can see we have an upper section, which I forgot to put a door. Okay, well, we have an upper section and a lower section here. I think I'm gonna have one of these being a planning room, another one being an armory section, and obviously our access points to the main battlements here, which are just a single block wide. I haven't tested to see if the army can actually go up this, so I'm gonna try it with just an archer real quick, because archers, of course, would be the ones up here, and if it's inaccessible, then really we have kind of wasted our time. So let's watch as our archer tries. Yay! He can! So they can climb it, which is a good thing that I'm actually testing that. But since this is bad, I don't have a door to the main kind of lieutenant's office here. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to save real quick just in case this turns out really bad. They've actually added in Alpha 18, which we're currently doing right now, a remove building function. Now the remove building function is a little explosive, and we'll see, because I have saved this as a blueprint, I believe, but it's also why we did save. Yeah, it's saved as a blueprint. So what I'm gonna do is I want to show you kind of the remove function. I haven't done that yet, and what it looks like. So we're just gonna remove this and see what happens. And it explodes! Yay! Would you look at that? So now it just gives us a whole bunch of materials, removes the structure in general. The problem, though, is that the foundation doesn't fill in. And I think they're working on that. So right now, there's really nothing we can do about the lieutenant's office, but hopefully, give it a couple days or weeks for the remove tool to be a little bit more useful in filling in the ground level, and we might be able to actually edit that and add a door. So that's something to maybe look forward to. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the episode and enjoyed the little explosion at the end, feel free to leave a like. Go ahead and check out my other creative builds. Go ahead and let me know what you think down below, what should be changed, added, and you guys know the drill at this point. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until then, I'll see you guys in some more Stonehearth.